Oh. Can you see it?
I can see it. Appears to be live.
And I think we're showing up as well.
Yes, I think so. All right, here we go.
Here we go. So now I've done the video, what I have to now do is work out how to
You need a secret button
a
to
secret
to do that. Yes, like a Stream Deck or so.
yeah, exactly. That will allow us to smoothly transition. But I think we're getting better, aren't we?
It's all about incremental learning, right?
Yeah, stage by stage, I think so.
Exactly. So very exciting to have that counter video now. Very good. How are you, Sue?
I'm very good. And how are you?
Doing great.
Yes.
Trying to stay warm.
Yes.
But very excited. Lots of interesting
Enjoy.
projects happening.
Ooh.
But let's talk Git.
Let's talk Git. Definitely, let's talk Git. So I played with it on my own without you, so I could get an understanding. So I'm getting much better, and I'm understanding it more. And your comments last time when you talked about how when you use different commit messages, which can then relate to issues in a tracker, so you can quite clearly see how they move. And I took Jake's suggestion and I started playing with Markdown so that I could easily see the difference in Markdown as opposed to Power BI. And then we had a comment in the user group where they were talking about using a .bim file instead of a .pbip file. And then I could explain the difference and how GitHub would enable much better version control.
Lots to unpack.
Lots to unpack.
Where should we start? I think from memory,
Yes.
your demo repository
Yes.
in GitHub now has multiple branches in it. Is that right? I think we managed to get your dev branch in, and then also we backfilled, so to speak, the main branch, and then we had to do a little bit of manual tweaking of actually making the main branch the default branch in GitHub.
Okay. Do you want me to share my screen so that you can see
if you
see
don't
where we
mind.
are?
And then what we wanted to do, so just for everyone else, right? We learned some Git basics, and we got familiar with VS Code and how Git commits and all of that, and branching works in VS Code. Now we wanted to move into GitHub and see what additional workflows that enables.
Yes.
And
which it was.
You've got quite a few repositories there. Been busy,
I know.
Sue. Very good.
I know. Well, I've had them for ages. I've been using GitHub for ages, but probably not as efficiently as I could be using GitHub. And so what I did, which you told me we would use AI, and we'll do it in another one, is because I wanted to capture what I was learning, I sort of just started using Markdown, and just to explain very simply, with a little help of an AI agent to help me, but just basically explaining what it actually is Git, what's GitHub, key relationships, and basically just like summaries. So if anyone wants to, I use those to then, Jake's there. Hi, Jake. So I use those to, I took your idea, Jake, and I started playing with Markdown as opposed to PBIPs in Git, and then created my own little repository where I've got little Markdown things in there as I learn things to type them up.
Fantastic. And we talked offline. So in a future episode, which will probably be quite soon, we're going to use this particular repository, which basically contains sort of blog posts or knowledge-based articles, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to look at using AI coding agents to review them and to improve what you've written. But
Yes.
that's not for today. This is just a
Yes.
little teaser.
But that's quite exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really when you see the power of everything we've learned around source control. Because once you not only hand work over to a co-worker, but actually to a machine, you really want to be in control in terms
Yes.
of being able to see what's changed and being able to possibly reject that, etc.
Yes. Yes. So yeah,
right.
just to say, I think that would be really interesting because I can put down what it means to me, and then we can use the AI agent. Someone wants to know, are we real or AIs? We are real. AI would not be this amazing. So maybe it may be more amazing, but we're definitely real. And we're talking about GitHub and data. So nice of you to join us. So this is the other repositories, and the other repositories we were looking at were so you look at all these, created 3 commits, increased branching out podcasts. There we go. That's our branching out podcast. And then, so it's showing me everything I've done. And then this is what we did with the different sales sample, where we created the 2 commits.
Absolutely. All right.
And this is where you back.
It does show the main branch because we made it your default branch. And just to recap for everyone, it's a very well and strongly established convention that main should be a default branch. However, because we pushed the other branch that isn't main in here as the first one that GitHub saw, it then automatically made that alternative branch the default branch. So we just had to manually switch it. But I'm struggling a little bit seeing the detail there.
Do you want me to make it bigger?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Why does my thingy not work here?
It's
it's because I'm on the other screen. There, that will work.
Very good.
Question, why are we doing this on a live? So that people can join in if they want to, if they're interested and ask questions. And Jake's comment to say, could test out pipelines using a static site generator to create a site from your Markdown files.
Yeah, absolutely. Although, just the GitHub UI is actually really, really good at visualizing Markdown files and just browsing through a Markdown file in GitHub. It's very readable in and of itself.
Okay.
All right. So we've got 2 branches here.
Yeah.
Sue1 and main.
Yeah.
So shall we take it to the next level here?
Yes.
In your branches view, you can see under active branches Sue1, it says behind 0 and ahead 3.
Oh, yes.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So this is always in relation to your default branch, which in this case is main. And it basically says there are 3 commits on Sue1 that have not been merged into main yet, or that don't exist on main. So that's what the 3 means.
Okay.
If you had a behind number greater than 0, it would mean that there are some new commits on main that actually don't exist on your working branch, right? So if you have a really busy repository, it could be with other people contributing to it as well. It may well be that something has been pushed into the main branch and you don't automatically see that on your working branch.
Okay.
Which is also something quite important to be familiar with. But
Yeah.
we can do that another day, I think.
Well, that
So
makes sense, because if you're going to be feeding into the main and that's the source of truth, then if you need to know if that's changed, I'm guessing.
yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
And again, for another day, but generally it's really good practice making sure that you never fall behind your target branch.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there isn't great tooling for that. So this is something where you as a developer have to be observant and have to check and make sure you pull in upstream changes.
Okay.
But let's make sure we get your 3 pending changes from Sue1
Yes.
into main, right? Because that's
Yeah.
really what we want to do.
Yeah.
So if you do that locally, just on your machine, it's a simple merge, one
Right.
branch into another. If you
Okay.
do it online in a system like GitHub
Yeah.
or Azure DevOps or whatever you're happy with, you use a so-called pull request process.
Which would you usually use?
So
Oh,
I
that's a
think the
good question.
different
That's
the
a good
different the
question.
difference really is between, are you merely working on your own local machine,
Yeah.
or are you collaborating with others, and
Yeah.
are you using a cloud-based CI/CD system, right?
Okay.
So if it's the latter, if it's not just you, if there are multiple people, and if you have a remote, if you're not just on your machine, it's always
Yeah.
got to be pull request, right?
Okay.
If it's only you and everything just happens on your own computer, you simply merge. But I mean, that's a niche thing, right? So
Okay.
we want to. I guess we want to teach people, what teamwork and team collaboration looks like.
Yes.
All right. So if you scroll to the top, the horizontal menu there has code, issues, pull requests, agents.
Yeah.
So if you just go to pull requests, you if we had just pushed the branch, it would actually be much easier, because
Okay.
GitHub would give you a notification, a little box, which says
Yeah.
this branch has just been pushed. Do you want to create a pull request? And all you need to do is to click a button. But
Right.
because 2 weeks have passed
Yeah.
since we did that, you don't get that for free. So you now need to click on the green button, new pull request,
Yeah.
which is effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
And a pull request is basically to say, I've got changes in this branch, and I want to ultimately merge those changes into another branch, which is
Right.
generally your default branch. So generally it's main. And as you can see, that's already pre-selected there.
Okay.
And the idea is to say, because I'm in a team where others may care about which changes I'm contributing, or where I need formal approval, I'm creating this thing that's called pull request, where we're basically saying, we're going through a process here. You as the developer, you're telling the team that those changes should be merged, but someone else needs to review, and there may well be some comments, some communication around it, and
Right.
you may well have to make further changes
Yeah.
to satisfy your reviewer. So pull request really is the process that ultimately leads to a merge.
Okay.
And what we have here
Let me just scroll down.
is it's currently selected the same branch as the target and the destination, which is why we don't actually see anything useful.
Okay.
So at the top, you've got 2 drop-down boxes
Yeah.
saying base and compare.
Yeah.
So you want to, in the compare drop-down, you want to select Sue1.
Brilliant. That makes
And
sense.
now things change because now
Okay.
there are actually changes to be
Yeah.
merged, right? Previously, because we didn't have different branches there was nothing interesting going on. So you actually see some cool stuff already
Yeah.
in that how many commits are there, how many files have changed, how many contributors were there, right? So
Yeah.
3 commits, 21 file changes, 1 contributor
Yeah.
being used. So. And yeah, there we go. You can go
Okay.
ahead now and basically click create pull request.
Ah.
So now this whole thing basically becomes documentation. You can put a title here and you can put a description. So this is also something which stays inside the history of your project. So
Yeah.
this is actually within a team context. This is where you create a memory, where you provide context, where you explain what you've done, either to your future self, to your colleagues, or to your reviewer, right? So
Okay.
we don't have to write a novel right now, but just want to sort of explain
Yeah.
the concepts here. So this is something which isn't going to go away. This is something you can browse through and read through in the future. It would
Yeah.
always be part of that repository.
Created a merge branch and need to sync changes. Can I put nothing of huge relevance, just admin?
Yeah. Cool. So anything goes here. By default, those text boxes always support Markdown. So you mentioned Markdown earlier with your other repository.
Yeah.
So you don't have to toggle into a particular mode. You can just write Markdown
Markdown.
directly, and GitHub will pass that very nicely for you. So there we go. When you're happy with that, just click create finally.
I'm sure
I
that
think
is
it's the third button that actually says create pull request. Very interesting UX, but this one actually does create it. So there we go. This is number 1.
okay.
And you can always navigate back to it using the pull requests menu item at the top. Which also now shows the number 1 there because we have 1 open pull request. So here we go.
Okay.
How are we doing time-wise? Right. Do you want to see what that looks like within VS Code?
So do I do merge pull request? Is it done now?
If you want to go really fast, if you're keen to get it merged, then you can do that. But I wanted to show you that in VS Code, there's actually integration with GitHub. And you get to see that particular pull request. However, only if you have the GitHub extension installed, which I'm not sure whether or not you have that, but I'm mentioning it because I would heavily recommend it. So if you go to extensions and type in GitHub pull requests, you may or may not already have it in place.
Oh, look, I haven't got it. Why would you? There we go. Install.
Found it? Okay. Do you mind installing it?
No.
Shouldn't take very long. Okay. And then the key is that in that same VS Code instance, you actually have that repository open.
Right. Let me. So it's got GitHub repositories there. So I want to go back to my file, open folder.
So you're opening the folder that has your local copy of that repository.
What do I need to open? Is that what I need to open?
Yes, please. So go to open folder.
Git and VS Code is what I was working on before.
Find the sales sample.
No, I'd stored it. I think I moved it to be on.
It would show up in your recent. So if you go to the file menu, there is open file, open folder, and open recent. And that one
Here we go.
will have it somewhere. That's usually, I mean, unless you're working with hundreds and hundreds of different folders,
No.
normally a recent is where you find all the stuff on your machine. So here we go.
Here we go.
And on the right-hand side, the activity, the action bar, you should have a new icon for GitHub,
Let me just.
which would have been installed with the extension.
Here we go.
That's the one. Yep. And
Gosh, there's a lot to learn, isn't there?
is it loading?
Yeah, issues loading.
Okay. All right. So now, assuming you're authenticated with GitHub,
Which I should be, because we went through and did all of that, hopefully.
and because that particular repository has a remote defined, which actually links it back to GitHub, the GitHub extension should know which repository this relates to, and it should actually load any issues or pull requests on the same repo. Do you mind clicking the refresh button next to pull requests, the circle with the arrow? Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Still loading.
Right.
The joy of live. It's incredible, isn't it, that you have to do, all these different extensions that you have to add in.
Let me check on my end. Not that there's any particular. Oh, mine is also hanging. Looks like there's a problem with GitHub. Oh no, it's coming now. I've got it now. It just took a little while. All right. If it's not loading, that's fine. We can check next time.
I've got no problems.
If it were working, you would basically see that one pull request, and you would be able to actually open the description in VS Code. You would be able to see all the related changes. You would be able to browse through the files that have changed, and you would even be able to merge it from within VS Code. I wanted to show that because it is very, very nice integration. And it also means you never have to leave your editor, right? So you can actually you can do everything, including the sort of team collaboration stuff that normally sits in GitHub or anywhere else. You can do everything from within VS Code, which is very exciting. Personally, I used it a lot.
Okay.
But let's park that.
Okay.
Why don't we go back into your browser?
Yeah.
Oh, have you just lost me?
Nope, still got you there.
Okay, right.
Oh, I can see you, but it's come up with a something elegate.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Let me change my camera. Here we go.
Right, let me get my
All right, I'm back now.
C1. You're back. Yes, don't leave me on my own. Don't leave me on my own.
For some reason, my camera gave up on me. All right, so what else is there to be said here? So on that page, you can actually review the changes that are linked to the pull request.
Okay.
If you scroll to the top, it yeah, there we go. You've got 4 tabs: conversation, commits, checks, and files changed.
Right.
And files change is very powerful and very cool. Yeah, if you click on it, you then basically get a diff view only for those 21 changes that are so far accrued in that particular pull request. very neat. And it's the exact same div view that we already know and love from VS
Yeah.
Code, right? So exact
Yes.
same principle here. Green for stuff that's been added, red for stuff that's been removed.
Okay.
So that's very cool
That
and
is.
very useful. And again, the pull request integration into VS Code would effectively give you the same thing.
Okay.
So as a reviewer, this is very, very handy. You can pretty much do everything in your browser. You don't necessarily need to check out the code unless you want to run it on your own machine. There we go. So yeah, obviously, there's a lot we could say around leaving comments and making additional edits here, but
Yeah.
let's not overcomplicate it.
Well, no, this is our first bit, isn't it?
Exactly.
As we get this, the understanding and the process working, then we can go through best practice.
Exactly. So if everyone just takes away that this is basically we kicked off the formal process of saying Sue1 changes should be merged into main. We have visibility of everything that's happened here.
Yeah.
So if you want to go back to the conversation tab on the left, you
Yeah.
can then scroll all the way to the bottom and then you can basically merge it yourself. There we go. Merge
There we
pull
go.
request. That's
Just
the
click
one.
on it.
Yeah. Obviously, you can get very fancy here.
Yeah.
You can say that only certain people have permission to do that kind of stuff. You, as the contributor, shouldn't be allowed to merge your own changes and things like that. You could also say that certain automated tests have to pass, or you could say that a certain number of reviewers need to explicitly approve that pull request. So you can get very, very sophisticated. But the most simple thing possible is what we've done right now, which is
Yes.
you've basically clicked merge, and that means those 3 additional commits are now in main.
Yeah.
And if you go back to the top and click on the code menu,
Here.
no, sorry, top left
Okay.
on the horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the landing page for the repository, basically.
I see.
If you then click on where it says 2 branches, right where your mouse is,
Yeah.
so that's where we started, and
Yeah.
now the view has changed. So previously
yeah.
it would have said 3 ahead, and now
Yeah.
it doesn't say that anymore, right? Because those 2 branches are basically completely inline now. So there we go. And cool. So yeah, everything we've changed is now in main. There's one important thing to add here, which
Right.
is cleanup.
Yes. Yes.
So as you can tell, even though we merged the changes and the pull request is also gone now, that branch still exists. And that's the default, unfortunately, which means by default, you or someone else needs to explicitly remove the branch. Otherwise, you end up accruing lots of old branches that just sit there like dust or noise and no longer have any value. So
you wouldn't reuse. So I wouldn't go.
No,
and
absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is really, really key.
This is good, 'cause
any branches that you do work in, any branches you do so-called feature development in, should only exist for the duration of you doing the development until you get to closing the pull request. And then the branch needs to go in the sense that you merge it, you delete it, and you never reuse that same branch name again.
I see. So it can. So say if this was an issue that had been flagged and needed fixing, instead of it being called Sue1, it might be called
issue 12
or 5 or fix this or something. So you create a branch that is related to the issue, And then once you've merged it back to the main one, you delete that branch because it's been fixed. And the commit message in the main will show you how long it's it will show you what message it was fixing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, even though it's best practice to have short-lived feature branches and to never reuse them, you by default you have to do some manual work. There are two ways you can do that. You can either click on the bin icon right here.
Oh yes.
Or if you click back in your browser, it should get you back to the pull request actually. Do it once more, please. So that's the pull request, which is now marked as merged. If you scroll to the bottom on that same page, there is a convenient button which says delete branch. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Where it says pull request successfully merged and closed.
Yes,
there we go. So that's there for convenience. And in fact, that button appeared immediately after you clicked merge. So if you do it sort of quick and dirty, like we did earlier, you could click those two buttons in sequence, and then you're good. The other thing you can do, if you, and we're probably going to leave it there for today, but the other thing you can do, if you go to all the way to the top, please, and then click on settings. Those are the repository settings. And if you could scroll down a little bit under pull requests. So we've got features here and then pull requests. There we go. There is one unchecked option a bit further down, which says automatically delete head branches, which is by default is unchecked. If you check that, and it only applies to this repository, the branch deletion will be automated, which means when you close the pull request, the branch will automatically be removed. But it's something you need to opt into because obviously it's a destructive action, right? You may not want that. But I generally turn that on for all my repositories because I want that. So just as an FYI.
Just as an FYI. So just to sort of get it straight in my head, you have an issue that you need to work on as part of a team. You create a branch, you call that branch a relevant name that can, so that everybody knows what it's referring to, whatever that may be. You do your work and you sync your changes as you're doing them. You can make your changes as you're doing them. And then when you finished, that is then when you merge it to them. You ask for a pull request.
Yep.
So the pull request is then sent to the main branch, and whoever is reviewing it will check that the code is meeting requirements and isn't going to have any other negative impact and is okay to then be merged with the main branch. So when it's then merged with the main branch, we can then do the click on this to automatically delete the head branches.
Correct. Yeah. And head branch means the source branch for the pull request, which again, by convention, should be short-lived and should not be reused. The only branches we're reusing are fixed branches like main or develop or anything like that. And if we had created an issue here, which obviously we haven't, but hopefully we'll do that in a future episode, you actually have some very neat automation that you get for free, where when you literally just include the phrase closes issue number XYZ into your pull request description,
Yeah.
GitHub will read that as a command, and it will
Yeah.
actually close that issue when the pull request is merged. Pretty cool.
Oh, I'm looking
Which
forward
means,
to that.
which mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can get a really neat degree of automation here
Yeah.
in terms of
And
cleaning
that's
up.
really nice because that then gives you your documentation as well.
Correct. Yes. And
Yeah.
then basically the idea is the issue contains the business requirements.
Yeah.
Then you've got the corresponding pull request, which contains all the engineering changes,
Yeah.
including commits and reviews.
Yeah.
And both of those live on with your project, right? They never disappear. The only thing that disappears is the temporary branch. But
Okay.
obviously, the branch is just a bookmark, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All the commits that were part of your branch, they obviously get merged, so they live on.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to sort of learn about the history of your project, you've got issues and pull requests to refer back to. And
Oh,
in an ideal world, and that's the
yeah.
other thing we need to practice, in an
Yeah.
ideal world, when you make your commit messages, they should contain references to the issue,
Issues.
which is really, really easy to do because it's just the hash sign and the number. That's it.
Yeah.
If you just add that phrase to your
Yeah.
commit message, it will automatically be interpreted by GitHub in this case as a link to that issue. So when you then go through your commit history, you will have a very convenient hyperlink. And so that way you basically have a graph system
Yeah.
that is very rich and contains references to documentation and to code changes in a very
Okay.
neat way.
Ah, brilliant. So, that was really helpful to understand the theory behind it and how it works. So, what will we do next time?
I would suggest we actually create an issue and
Yes.
look at that end to
Yeah.
end, right?
That's
And
what I think.
what would
Yes.
be ideal as a bit of
Yeah.
homework, maybe,
Yeah. Yeah.
if we could come up sort of with a real sort of business type request for like an actual business requirement in
Yes.
terms of something we want from that sales dashboard and
Yeah, I've
sales
got it.
semantic model.
Yeah.
And then why don't we then play that out, how it should be
Yeah.
done in the
Yeah.
real world.
So if
Putting
I
PRD into an issue, creating a branch, making the change, creating a pull request. I can be your reviewer if you like.
Yes,
So we
please.
actually get to see a bit of back and forth as
Yeah.
part of the review process, and
Yeah.
then we merge and see how everything else gets closed automatically. That would be
I think that would
a
be
nice
brilliant.
demo.
Yes, let's do that. So I already know what I want to change on the PBIX or PBIP now. I already know what needs to be changed, so I can put that forward as an issue, and
Cool.
then we'll talk about how you'll tell me how to raise it as an issue, and then we can go forward, make the changes, and then commit them and everything.
Fantastic. Yeah. If you want to just write it out in Notepad or so, then we can copy paste.
Okay.
Next
I
time.
will do. I'll let you know beforehand.
Looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, everyone. Lovely guys in the chat. I think you've made some good connections there, and I've been seeing them chit chat away with each other. But thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. Take care.
Absolutely. Yes.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.